Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt with Flight Sim Guides, and in this video we're going to look at the difference between a BATD and an AATD. First of all, what is a BATD and an AATD? That's a basic aviation training device, and an AATD is an advanced aviation training device, aka a flight simulator, or a more expensive flight simulator than what we normally talk about here on the Flight Sim Guides channel. So what we teach, or what I teach here and what I'm flying, we're flying PS5 stuff on Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're flying some X-Plane stuff on a homemade rig. What we have is not a BATD. It is not an AATD. There are no regulations as part of the FAR and AIM that allow us to log anything or do anything with these homemade rigs that we're coming up with and buying stuff from sites like this, like Real Sim Gear, right? We can build this stuff all day long, but basically what we're creating is an entertainment piece for our basement to look cool when somebody comes over and says, hey, I hear you have a flight sim, I'd like to check it out. Or you can familiarize yourself with avionics. You can familiarize yourself with flights, but it's not an FAA authorized or approved device for doing certain things. And I'm going to tell you what that is here in this video. So not to sit here and read off of the page, but I'm going to just read this one paragraph, and we're going to talk about what you can do with your BATD and your AATD. So it really depends on whether you're training Part 61 or Part 141. As you can see from this chart over here, you can log 20 hours towards an instrument rating and 50 hours towards the commercial with an AATD with an AATD, which I'm going to look at that and double check those numbers because that sounds like a lot. In addition, you can perform almost all of an IPC in an AATD minus the circle to land and landing from an approach. Okay, I'm not going to get into all that and what you can and can't do, but we're going to look at the hours that you can fly towards your private pilot, towards your instrument, towards your commercial. So you can log a pretty good chunk of hours towards your flight hour. Actually, it says right here 50 hours. So that's just for the commercial. I was wrong on that. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So you can fly a lot of hours based on whether you're flying Part 61 or 141. We get it. There's a chart. It looks pretty. You can look at that and see exactly what you can do, what you can't. You can log some hours. If you're going down to the FBO looking to fly, that's Part 61, and they have a BATD. The difference between these is really how advanced the aircraft is, or the system, what its capabilities are, and how realistic it is so that you can do specific things inside of that simulator device in doing that simulator experience, okay? So you're going to want to check with your FBO or with the school that you're going to. If you're Part 141, you're part of a big school. You know that it's Part 141. You're going to use their flight simulator that they purchased, most likely, and you're going to probably pay them to use their flight simulator unless it's part of a program, in which case you're probably still paying for the program, in which they just say, yeah, go down and log flight hours, most likely. Same thing with this one. You might, as long as you're flying with the FBO, they might just allow that, or it might be, one-off, like 50 hours per hour or something for flight hours to go in there and fly. Most likely that will be with an instructor or a CFI. So you've got your private pilot license. If you go down to the FBO, you can log 2.5 hours towards that private pilot license, or if it's a AATD, same amount of hours. Same with the 141 and Part 141. Either way, you're going to get 5.25 hours towards that. You could fly like 20 hours in there, but only 2.5 and only 5.25 hours are going to count towards your private pilot certificate. I think personally that I would say if you're learning to fly, yeah, get some private pilot time in the flight sim. Go fly it, enjoy it. I don't think get as much time as you need for the familiarization behind it. But I think the biggest bang for the buck is going to be using this towards your instrument rating, especially on an AATD as a Part 61. So if you're working on your instrument rating down at your local FBO with a little flight school there in a small field, you can log 20 hours. That's a pretty big deal if you can log 20 hours and chances, like, towards your actual instrument flying, because a lot of instrument flying is, a lot of it's the run up, getting all your stuff set up in there and flying from one place to another. Okay, when you're in a sim, you can circumvent all of that, so you could get so much training out of the way by skipping a lot of that. You can go straight to the flight. You can go straight to VOR tracking. You can go straight to doing your RNAV landings. You can go straight to doing all of your GPS stuff and learning all of that without having to fire up the aircraft and pay for all the Hobbs time while you're firing up the Garmin, trying to figure out your Garmin avionics. That was one of the biggest reasons I got out of flying instruments at the FBO and started creating my own flight sim in the first place. That it was because I was spending so much time and so many flight hours, like, it was just burning cash in the bottom of my pants pocket. I was like, this is ridiculous. I spent probably maybe $500 or $600 before I realized I'm not even learning anything about. I'm like not really learning that much about this flight sim stuff. The 430, the Garmin 530 and the 430. I was flying a Cessna 172 with a dual 430 in it, and I really wasn't learning them as well as I wanted to. Same with the G5s. It also had the dual G5s in it, which is why I built what I built. And if I remember right, I'll throw that up here. So I think that's a pretty big deal, just being able to fly hours and log them legally towards your instrument rating, towards your private pilot license. So get out there, start flying that. And again, unless you want to spend a bunch of money to buy one, I've seen them as low as $12,000, which you could build a really nice one and stick it in your house for that. So if you can buy something that's actually certified from the get-go, then and stick it in your basement, then you could actually have something in your own house where you're legal to fly this stuff. You don't have to go to the FBO. You could actually log familiarization flights, instrument flights, all that good stuff. We'll get into that in just a second. Don't worry about CFI stuff, the CFI, the ATP, unless you're at a big school. You're gonna be able to log a few extra hours here. ATP 25 hours there. So we're just talking about mostly private instrument, maybe a little bit of commercial here. That is a big deal, being able to go down and fly 50 hours towards your commercial pilot license. So you could do that in the sim. That is a huge freaking deal. And I kind of wonder if that's new, because I don't remember seeing that before, and I've made this video before in the past. So, all right, the biggest one, in my opinion, instrument currency. You can fly a BATD and an AATD, go out and fly your instrument procedures and stay current inside of a flight sim at the lower cost. Or if you have one in your house, you could literally fly one for free. I say for free, but you probably spend money on your flight sim. You could fly instrument currency and log it, treat it like it's a sim. Don't just get in there and screw off and then, build bad habits. We don't want to do that. But you could do that, and then an instrument proficiency check. That's a pretty big deal that you would be able to do that. You're probably not going to do an IPC in your basement. You probably would take that into like a BATD somewhere. An AATD, and you would have to do that with an instructor, of course, and go get your IPC. And so, other than that, you can do a lot of great things with this. So let's look at. I was going to come up here and go through real quick what is approved when you guys actually use the BATD. Keep it again. If you most of what we talk about here on the Flight Sim Guides channel is just how to build a flight sim for entertainment purposes so that you can have a cool device in your basement, and it's for familiarization flights. None of this you're really not legal to do any of this, or at least log this stuff. I guess you could keep a log and keep track of what you're flying. I guess that would be fine, but as far as legalities, the FAA will not recognize any of this. So look it up in the FAR name if you want. You can see all the references here. But you are allowed to, by the FAA, as long as it's a certified and approved FAA BATD or AATD, you can do logbook entries all day long. It's legal. You can log your training time. It's legal. You can log your instrument experience. It's legal. You can, again, log 20, looks like 20 hours or 14 hours, depending on, it's all different times depending on where you're getting it, but up to 20 if it's in an AATD at your local FBO and a flight school, okay? So you've got that. Private pilot certificate aeronautical experience, you can do up to 2.5 hours. Instrument rating, not more than 10 hours. And I'm specifically I am looking at Real Sim Gear's website. They do have all this posted there. I'll leave a link if I remember to put it down in the description. Go check that out. But as an example, if you go to Real Sim Gear, you can go through here. If they have a flight sim package you want to buy or you're thinking about buying it, I'm just going to give you an idea of what you might be looking at here. If you come here, you can put something together. You can learn more about these. You can get a hold of these guys. I am not affiliated with these guys, but one of the I'm not 100% sure if this is FAA certified, so make sure that you get a hold of them and make sure that you get what you think you're getting over here. But the Real Sim Gear Yoke Top Simulator package is one that I always thought would be kind of cool because you can kind of put together just a little mini panel there with an avionics stack and different styles. So that's kind of neat. I thought it changed the picture when you changed that. In the past, I thought that it did, but it looks like you can kind of change through here and get different ideas of what you're looking at there. That would be really neat to set something like that up with the G3X and the 750, 650. That would be neat and well worth $3,099. Again, not sure if that is necessarily BATD level, so make sure to contact these guys. But most of this stuff, Diamond Aircraft, I know that these guys specifically do have systems built for that, okay? And they may or may not necessarily have prices ready to go on their sites. That's a cool looking room, though. I kind of want to go there and just fly. Okay? So make sure to check this out. I've seen this stuff anywhere. I know that those Cirrus rigs are costing upwards of $70,000, so a lot going on there. And you can go to different sites. I think Virtual Fly has some setups, and there's other ones out there. If I figure out who they are, I might make another video on it or put them in the description when we're done with this. Okay, so just making sure you guys have that information and know what you guys are looking for. If you have any questions, comments, would like to add to this, please leave it down in the comments below. If you guys want to know more about building your own home flight simulator, not a BATD or an AATD, but it could be at the BATD or AATD level, that's what we kind of do here on the Flight Sim Guys channel. I'll leave a link if you want to know more about that. And it's elitesimbuild.com. And I'll give you guys our Cessna 172 build guide, okay? That's pretty cool. You guys will enjoy that. And the only difference is that it's not FAA approved for anything. You just go buy the parts and pieces and put them together in a panel, okay? I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, see you.